The woman unbuttoned her shirt and took off her pants, revealing her shapely body. But the next second, she jumped straight into a seemingly bottomless pool of water. Her boyfriend was terrified and hurried to the edge of the cliff to check on her. Seeing that she hadn't resurfaced, he feared for her safety. He quickly undressed, took a deep breath, and jumped in after her. The man searched frantically underwater and found his girlfriend at the bottom of the lake. He swam towards her swiftly, only to discover that her legs were trapped under a large rock, making it impossible for her to move. He quickly swam over, intending to pull her up. However, before the man could reach her, the woman surprisingly swam toward the surface on her own. The moment she emerged from the water, she burst into laughter, delighted that she had successfully tricked her boyfriend. She spun around excitedly in the water. Little did they know, they would soon face an overwhelming disaster. The next day, the couple went out to sea for an adventure. Suddenly, a pigeon flew onto their yacht, carried by the fierce wind. The woman found it strange, not understanding why the pigeon would venture so far from land. But her boyfriend didn't think much of it and released the pigeon. However, the woman grew increasingly uneasy. She looked around and noticed that the wind had become stronger and stronger. The constantly heaving waves caused the yacht to tilt severely, putting it at risk of capsizing at any moment. At this point, the boyfriend also sensed that something was amiss. He asked the woman to take the helm temporarily while he went to listen to the radio for any information. Through the broadcast, the boyfriend learned that a massive storm was raging at sea. He quickly checked his position on the nautical chart and discovered that the yacht was a full 1,000 kilometers away from the center of the storm. He hurriedly reassured the woman not to worry, but looking at the dark clouds not far away, the woman couldn't let her guard down. For safety's sake, he decided to change course and steer clear of the approaching dark clouds. But little did the woman know that it was this very decision that would plunge them into an inescapable abyss. That night, the howling wind whipped up layers of waves. The yacht tossed and turned on the sea like a falling leaf, constantly at risk of being overturned. Suddenly, a massive wave crashed onto the yacht, snapping a mast in two. The woman hurried to furl the sails against the raging wind to prevent the other masts from breaking. But just as she was about to return, a huge wave swept over, nearly knocking her into the sea. Fortunately, her boyfriend grabbed her just in time, averting a tragedy. The woman was terrified and quickly took shelter in the cabin. But the next second, a wave struck unexpectedly, and she couldn't hold on. She tumbled around inside the cabin. When the woman awoke from unconsciousness, she ignored her injuries, hurriedly took off her tattered raincoat, and climbed out of the cabin to look for her boyfriend. She surveyed her surroundings and realized that the yacht had been swept into unfamiliar waters by the waves. Her boyfriend was nowhere to be seen. The woman sensed that something was wrong. She immediately ran to the stern and hastily pulled in the safety rope, hoping her boyfriend was still attached to it. However, even after pulling in the entire rope, there was still no sign of her boyfriend. The woman couldn't accept this cruel reality. She collapsed on the deck, letting out a desperate wail.